Hi folks, thanks so much for tuning in. I've got hopefully a quick video for you today. I just wanted to show you update on some of the research I've been doing. As you can see, I have so many tabs open. It's ridiculous. I was looking into all the lineage in a couple of my previous videos. It started with oh, I can't remember his name now. Warren Buffett. And that led me to a bunch of these signers of the Declaration of Independence. So I decided to start doing research on the signers of the Declaration of Independence and discovered that they're practically all related. I didn't know that. I told my husband that they were like all cousins and stuff. He said, "Oh yeah, I learned that in school." Well, I didn't pay much attention in school, so this was kind of new to discover that most of these guys were related. So I have been, I think I am, let's see, who's this? Stephen Hopkins. So I've gotten as far as Stephen Hopkins, and yeah, so far I have found 38 presidents of our U.S. presidents were related to one of these guys. 38 out of 46 is what we're at now. And I'm not even through the list. So, just a few things that I wanted to point out, and I haven't totally finished doing all of my research, like the Magna Carta. Like, there's a whole group of these people, and I also want to look into these, they're called the Great Migrations. And so, I mean, what it looks, they're literally all related to kings of England. All of these people that signed our Declaration of Independence, which is also related to the King of France. So these are all, this is the aristocracy. They believe they are heirs, that they're royal blood, and you can see all of their relatives and kin in our modern day political scene. Definitely the educational scene. I mean, I couldn't believe how many relatives started schools, started colleges, were CEOs, or founders of major businesses and industries like oil. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing because they planned this. Like, they planned this out like, oh yeah, these are all a bunch of rebels. I mean, that's kind of like how it was presented to me in school, that these, were the Americans, our founding fathers. They were like rebels and going against because they wanted to have freedom of religion. But I don't believe that was why. I do not believe that was why. Although I do believe they were seeking for freedom of religion, but the religion and the God they serve is not one that was mainly accepted back then. Witchcraft and witches were burned at the stake. So, I mean, they had to create a system where they could not only all have these industries that worked and built money off of one another, so they could build their wealth. They also had to have freedom so that they could protect their satanic families and these bloodlines. And so that's why our country, I believe, was founded. Because, I mean, it's just really suspect that all of these people are all related to the king. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. So, anyways, I just wanted to kind of show you quickly some of the people that were on this list of the signers of Declaration of Independence. And you'll see a lot of repeats because they were all related. They were like cousins of one another. And you'll see, signer of the Declaration of Independence. So they were cousins. Yep, and I just did a video too because Lou Hoover, came up many, many times over and over again related to a bunch of these people. And so I just had to look her up because I wasn't sure if she was related to royalty via her husband, but it looks like they are actually both related to royalty. So, yep, just a little bit of American history. I certainly do not believe the history that they've told, and I don't worship any of these people or even believe the stories that are accredited to them. And that's kind of sad. It's kind of like, I mean, these people literally developed a satanic society. Look at this one. This is a famous convicted of witchcraft in Salem. The Witch of Wall Street is one of the relatives. There was even a reverend, I haven't looked him up yet, but there was a reverend convicted of witchcraft. And I think that whole Salem witch trials and the way that they teach that is to make people sympathizers to these Satanists and call it satanic panic, But the reality is that if they're dressing up and doing things that are satanic and witchcraft, if it walks like a bird and talks like a bird, it is a bird. They fooled people into thinking, witchcraft isn't bad. In fact, there's white witchcraft, which is just like plants and animals and loving people and stuff. But they are not telling those people the truth. That's like the soft introduction to the real religion of it, which is Luciferian. And, if you look at what these satanic churches that are somehow gaining all kinds of ground in our country. In fact, I believe Satanism is on one of the biggest religions on the rise in the West right now. And they're sitting here telling people to their face they don't believe in Satan. Yet they have all of the satanic symbolism. They do all of the satanic practices, rituals. They do it all and dress up like it. So it literally doesn't even make sense. It would be like me saying, I hate anybody that is into Star Trek. I think Star Trek nerds are the worst humans. I think everything they believe is a lie. And so I went around dressed up as Dr. Spock or whatever. Oh, by the way, Dr. Spock that wrote this children's book is also related to this whole aristocracy here. But, they're going around dressed as the thing that they say they don't believe in. And the thing they say they don't believe in is the father of lies. So, let's put the puzzle pieces together here and realize that if you actually believe a liar, then you're not taking into account the fact that he's a liar. And that's just basically what's going on. Oh, witchcraft isn't bad. It's not, we just love animals. Well, if you really believe that, then you've been duped. And if you are just saying that, then maybe you're the liar. Because I don't believe any of these people that are related, and given the names and credit for all of this stuff, I don't believe they had our best in mind. I really don't. They were working for this bloodline. And, oh wow. This was a judge and persecutor during the witch trials. Wow. See, he's related to this signer. See, 17th cousin. Sarah Palin, Katharine Hepburn. But anyways, I am just realizing the truth of our history and who the real enemies are. You know, it's definitely not your fellow Christians or your neighbors, or even the person in your life that seems to be working against you. The enemy, your real enemy, is Satan, the devil, who roars around like a lion, seeing who he can devour. And the enemy might be working through people, but we have to pray. That's why Jesus told us to pray for those who pray for our enemies, to bless those who spitefully use you. And that's just because they're caught up in lies. We're living in a time of great deception. Great deception. And you have to feel compassion for the deceived, because that's actually why God is waiting till the end. That's why he waits so long to come back, because he is trying to, get as many people to see him, to know him, to choose the right path before they die, because he wants, he has compassion on them. Another founder of a university. So, all of our educational system has been completely planned out by these people from the very beginning. We didn't have a chance. Nobody in our country had a chance of learning anything that was true history. Look, another cousin. Oh, that was the Constitution. Signer Declaration of Independence. Okay, so yeah, another cousin signed the same. So, if you get together, what does this tell you? If you and all of your cousins got together and made this whole history and all got together and wrote, if you guys were all in cahoots, what does that tell you? That they were all family. There's a reason that when you put a reference on an application, it says that you can't use your family. But these people are all related. They're all going to vouch for one another. They're all going to stand behind one another, okay? They are the enemies, these people. And they try to make you and me be enemies by dividing us. But the truth is that the real enemy is a spiritual enemy, and it's really not any of this, Oh, I got a call. So thanks for tuning in, and hope you have a great day.